where the chairs start, so that one after another we can move the comments along. We'll start with Miguel Prado, then Matt Kenny, and then Tom Lee. Thank you. And say your name and introduce yourself.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. I am Miguel Prado, and I am the newest employee at the company. I just wanted to add some, perspective on the company. For me, I see it as an opportunity that was provided to me. In the way I came about, I started off as a summer intern. Last year, I did an internship. And then from there, an opportunity opened up to where it became a full-on job. So to me, the company just represents the opportunity to work, to provide for my bills and living. And that's just the only thing I wanted to add. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Matt Kenny, and I'd like to point out that I've worked for the Corones, the company, for a year and a half, and I had previous careers in biomedicals. And I'd like to say that this company is kind of unique in that it's a collection of families. We have as many as 6 people from the same family working for the company. We would like, and this is an anticipation of our new talent coming on board that could help us, so I'd like to also point out that it's a small company, but a number of our people would be here. Other than that, they have to maintain the platform. So I know we all feel the same, that we'd rather be working and contributing to the people of the state of California as opposed to being on unemployment and joining the ranks of the unfortunate that we see so many of. Finally, I mentioned that my previous career was in biomedicals. For 10 years, I worked with a company supplying research chemicals across America for all your famous medical schools, hospitals, research institutes, and another 20 years working in manufacturing, producing medical devices and consumables that are used in hospitals and medical schools. And I happen to know that many of these items we often take for granted, and even things in the home, are all products of raw materials or oil that we produce. So we just ask for an opportunity to continue to serve you and the people of California. Thank you.
Thank you.
gotta pay house, I need this job. Thank you much.
Thank you for coming.
Good afternoon, Commissioner. My name is Christopher Goodall. I've been working with the company for about 10 years this month. I work as a plant operator at the Lock and Cheetah facility. Actually, these photos don't bring up they don't bring up good memories for me because I was actually there at the facility when it was burning, and we didn't have a whole lot of support from the local fire department because they were actually focused on, rightfully, protecting the houses at the local town of Lock and Cheetah right next to us. And so during that time, I remember I was able to provide water for the local and out-of-state fire department so that they could protect and keep those people from losing their homes. But I'll try to keep it real short and sweet. How this impacts me is I bring in 70% of the income in my home. That provides my girlfriend the ability to go to school full-time. She's looking to transfer to California State University, Channel Islands with a 3.7 GPA. And I'm very proud of her for that because she really does work really hard, and a lot of what I do that for her. If I were to lose my job, I can't do that, and she's going to have to look at the harsh reality of putting her future on hold, and I have to figure out how to make up that gap of, the 70% of the income that we bring in. So, I hope you guys take all that into consideration. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Miguel Sosa, and I'm a rig supervisor, and I've been working for this company for 29 years. This company, I could say that has been very supportive to us, to my family. Thank God I haven't missed a paycheck in 29 years. I know this company has had very difficult times, but here and there, so far they've been able to survive. Hopefully, at this time, you guys fix that up too a little bit. If this thing continue going, we're going to have a job. Otherwise, what's going to happen? We'll go to the unemployment. Thank you.
Thank you. Next three speakers are Marcia Yoshida, Razmik Rocher, I'm sorry, handwriting is a little hard to read, and Joaquin Torres Jr.
Good afternoon. My name is Marcia Yoshida. I'm the office manager for Signal Hill Service. I've been with them for 13 years. They provided me to own a home in California, and I've been born and raised here for 3 generations. I've been to Cal State Northridge, and my family's still in the area, so I would love to stay very close to them. And I love my job. So, thank you.
Thank you very much for coming.
Good afternoon, Commissioners, Madam Chair. My name is Razmik Rocher. I'm 23 years old. I've been employed by the company for less than 2 months. I'm a fairly new employee. I would like to point out a couple things. I am first-generation American, the son of 2 immigrants. My mother fled her home country from persecution to build a better life for herself. My father fled his country to be able to support his loved ones. I currently survive and honor them by attempting to accomplish both of their goals. I would love to be able to build a better life for myself, which this company has enabled me to do currently, and also support my loved ones. If I lose this position, I am currently in a place where, because I am procuring an apartment, I would no longer be able to afford that. I would also be unable to support myself by putting myself through college, where I seek to have a doctorate in psychology. These things are factors that severely affect my standing as a citizen. I do appreciate your time and consideration with listening to us today, and I do hope that you reach a, if not understanding, fair judgment. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Joaquin Torres Jr. I would just like to say this company provides for us. They're good people. My father, I'm speaking on behalf of him. He's not here. He's working. But this company is it's really good for us. They provide for my family. I have two older sisters who are in college. We're middle class, so we don't get FAFSA or anything, government help. So my father has to pay for their tuition, their rent, and our rent that we live in. It's a lot of bills, and we like this job. And love y'all. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. All right, next three speakers are Tyler Little, Louise Luna, and Mark Gilbert Jr.
Hi, my name is Tyler Little. I started working for the company in January, and it's been a big change for me. My previous job, I was making nowhere near as much as I am now, and it's granted me a lot of opportunities, to be able to save up and go to college and be able to pay my bills and help out my family. I go down to the valley often, travel back and forth from Santa Barbara to there, go and visit my family, and this job provides me with the money to be able to do that and see them all the time, and just be able to take care of stuff that I like to. I can basically, I'm at a point to where I can pay my bills and have money left over. I can actually live a life versus working day to day slaving away. And I just want to understand that, and thank you for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Luis Luna. I am the tool pusher or rig supervisor. I have 30 years old, and I started working with it, and I'm not supposed to talk about this. I'm the head mechanic offshore for 2 platforms. I'm responsible for any equipment hurting anybody, hurting the ocean, anything wrong. It's a big deal to me, and I'm training my son. When we were on the bus coming down here, one of the operators called Chris McGill and said that Bessie just shut us down. Lo and behold, we got told that here too also, which I thought was very strange. But it was totally incorrect. What had happened was the job was done. They didn't get the paperwork in time. But when Chris spoke to the supervisor of the area, everything was all right. It was the people in the office doing Fine. My understanding, and I can't quote this, but when those two platforms were built, that pipeline handled 34,000 barrels a day back in the day. Okay, it's doing, he said, 500 barrels a day. That's why we don't get wear on it. There's just, we need to go in and ask for an extension on inspections because the inspections are always the same. There's no wear. So why spend this enormous fee when we know, we've proven that it's not going to be worn that much? So there's really not as much default on operations out there as I hear. Everybody is on it. Everybody comes to me. Everyone goes to their boss. They make sure it's done. This is not a 7-Eleven job. We're in the ocean. We understand what that means. They've all been told that they can go to jail for things they do wrong. They all know it, and I know it. So I just want you people to understand, no matter what happens today, I'm not a legal-minded guy. I'm just a mechanic. I'm proud of it, but that's what I am. But I just wanted you to know that all these men are on it every day and every night, 24 hours a day, and at the plant also. And that fire that they fought was unbelievable because the firemen, you know, it's like a riot. They can't be there. They were off helping others. And they did supply them with water, which they didn't have to do that, but they know they should. And I'm not going to say that they've supplied me with money my whole life and put my kids through school and gave me 3 children in homes I didn't think I'd ever own, speedboats. I'm not going to explain that, but I will say that they gave me a good, proud life. And if they made a mistake in the office, I'm sorry. That happens. But the important part to us is offshore and in that pipeline, and we are taking care of that. Not to the best of our ability, but we are taking care of that. There is no excuses. And I just wanted you to maybe take that in mind, because it is very important to these guys about their income and their families. They're very proud. And I've been with them since 1982, a long time. So thank you for your time. And I just hope everything's fair. That's all I want, all anyone can expect. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We have Mark W. Gilbert. That was you. So Mark Gilbert Jr.?
No, he's done. He's
Oh, okay. All right, thank you. Amelia Medina, and then Nolan Fargo, and then Eric Knudsen.
I speak Spanish por permitir ver. Buenas tardes, damas. Mi nombre es Amalio Medina. Tengo 57 años.
Oh, we're going to have a translator. Oh, great, thank you.
Tengo 57 años de edad. Tengo 31 años trabajando en esta compañía. Pago mi casa, pago el estudio de mi hijo, mi carro. Amo esta compañía, amo la familia que está en las oficinas. Los miro como mi familia.
For the record, we want to go ahead and let him translate back and forth, so we have it in both languages. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Commissioner. This is Amalio Medina. What's his name?
57.
He's 57 years old. He's been with the company for
31 años.
31 years.
Tengo el pago de mi casa, pago el estudio de mi hijo.
He pays his children's college tuition. He pays his mortgage payment.
Amo
So we will come back to you. So I'm going to continue reading names, but if you are here to support staff action, so far we have speakers against the staff recommendation. So we're going to keep going, but if you hear your name and you support staff recommendation, I'll ask you just to let us know and we'll have those comments taken together. So Eric Knudsen, Edgar Pena, and Chris McGill.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Eric Knudsen. I've been very fortunate to work for this company for almost 15 years now. It's pretty hard watching my guys, my family here, come up here and speak in front of you guys. We work so hard. We work 12, 13-hour days. This company's been so reliable, well-paying. It's given myself, my family, the stability to have a couple kids and try to continue on the best we can. But, besides our personal families and bills and all that, we are a family offshore. And we work really hard. I really enjoy working for these guys day in and day out, and they do sacrifice to keep us going with the job. And, I think I'm just gonna stop right there, but we all love this job. We work really hard, and I really hope you guys can come to resolve this situation in a fair manner, and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Edgar Pena?
Good afternoon. My name is Edgar Pena, and I've been working for this company for about 4.5 years maybe. And it's everything to me. Like, they provide for me and everything. I have a wife that doesn't work because she has to take care of our 2-year-old and our 8-month-old daughters. And I really need to stay in this job because I would have nowhere else to go to. So I would be considering if you guys would be fair with everything. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Commissioner. My name's Chris McGill. I've been with the company for 27 years. Like Eric and all of our men and women, we need these jobs. And they're specialized enough to where if that pipeline easement is taken away and we lose our jobs, we're going to have to move out of state to find equivalent jobs, and we've all sacrificed an awful lot to keep this thing going and going in the right direction. And so we all would appreciate giving us that opportunity to at least keep the easement for the pipeline so we can continue to operate. And, I'm very proud of the way everybody has come up here and spoke. It's very challenging. None of us are public speakers, including myself. And, but like the incident, Mark brought up our mechanic, the incident this morning. Basically, a little lack of communication there. Bessie's regional supervisor was a little animated and got off to a start 4 days before it was actually all due. And the green copies of the INCs were already done, and the work was done, and the report was FedExed to them, and it was actually in their office when they sent the guys out to shut the platforms down. And when you do that, all we had to have was a phone call. One phone call would have resolved the whole thing. When we shut those wells down, we lost 2 wells coming back on because the rods part and the oil well doesn't produce, and you have to skid the rig. And of course, the majority of our rig crew is here today to stand up for the company. So that could have been resolved in a much better fashion, but it doesn't matter. It is resolved. They immediately called their inspectors and allowed us to come back on this morning. The pipeline internal surveys, all those surveys have been done and are current, and we're currently I'm meeting with Rosen, the company that supplies the smart pigs and all the equipment. I'll be meeting with those guys in about 3 weeks. So we're making preparations to do that work this year again on schedule. You know, there's a lot of different things to talk about, but we'll just keep it that simple. We really appreciate whatever latitude you can give us so that we can continue to keep our jobs, because, you know, my daughter and grandkids moved back in with me 2 years ago, so my wife and I have another support issue to take care of, and I would have to leave the state to get another job like I have. And these guys have been very good to all of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay, next we have Gabrielle Mendoza, Michael Shield, and Bishoy Mata.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Gabriel Mendoza. I working from this company for 19 years, and I'm so happy working with these guys. It's fun over there, and like problem we have right now with oil line and everything. I hope this thing fixes soon, because nobody wanna lose the job over there, because everybody has a lot of bills to pay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Michael Shield, and I've been with this company now for 7 years. And just like everyone else, I have a new daughter that just came into my life and a fiance, and I hope to continue my life with them and continue paying my mortgage and bills. Thank you.
Thank you. Bishoy Mata, and then Kevin Carone.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Bishoy Mata, and I'm 23 years old, and I really appreciate this job, and it means a lot to me because I really worked hard to get it. I was born and raised in Abu Dhabi, UAE. I moved here by myself when I was 17 to pursue a career in the oil industry, and I started like my journey in San Francisco East Bay, Cal State East Bay, and then had to relocate again to go to Cal State Bakersfield, and had to relocate again to Santa Barbara to get a job. And I just started like in April, and finally all of these years have like paid off. And if I like lose my job, I guess it's gonna be really hard to find another job, and I would have to relocate again. And I was hoping that all these years were like finally paying off, and it would like give me some time to like at least take a break and like gain the fruits of all of these years. And I would really appreciate it if you consider this in making your decision. And thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Kevin Carone. I'm going to secede to Bruce, but I just talked say 2 or 3 things before. A lot of these guys got their green card because of the company. They have a lot of them have 6-figure jobs. I think there's some miscommunication about the intent to pay. There was an intent to pay. I don't know if, maybe there's a miscommunication in our own office or something like that, but more needs to be, more investigation should be done. We have a future. There's a big future for the company if we continue to operate. You see, we're hiring people. A lot of people got raises recently, and we're going to be continuing to give more raises. There was something about the abandonment. we do have a separate abandonment that's addition to the 50,000 that you guys are asking for. That is, I believe, 900,000. But, so there's money to abandon. It's not, yeah. And I'll give the rest to Bruce.
I just want to just wrap it up for a minute. You know, I know the responsibility of being on the commission. I was chairman of Connecticut's gaming special revenue that generated $2 billion to the state. And I've been in meetings like you have and overseen them. And the thing I just ask is you have some compassion for the employees. I am not a shareholder of the company. I'm a lender to the company. And to make this issue go away, with the payment of $172,000, there's approximately $130,000 outstanding. I will write a check for that in lieu of termination, and it'll bring the payments current, and I've asked for 90 days to get the bond put in place, but then the leases would be in compliance. So I'm offering that personally.
I have some